Few in a thou, hundreds on hundreds, we come from the dirty, you know how we coming. Smoking the ops, we get to the money.
4 men have been charged in the so-called Operation Beef Bandit.
Ass brick till I practice some more. Turned up, know they watching the ball. Bounce check, got the strap at the door.
All we know is murder boy, zoo boys. All we know is murder boys. Solo Chiefy bring his head back.
If he's slipping, clocks are switching. Yeah, it's life, I'm taking that. We just did a drill, body count, see who made it back.
They were arrested while trying to steal boxes of meat from a tractor trailer on Friday.
State police say 4 men from Philadelphia are accused of stealing things like meat, seafood, and alcohol from parked tractor trailers at service stations.
Sources say the parked trailer was filled with about $750,000 in dimes when this break-in happened overnight.
Before we start, I want to be very clear that all matters discussed are alleged by the government, and the people talked about haven't had a chance to defend themselves in court as of the release of this video. Everything I'm about to go over is public record, and names of witnesses and certain sensitive evidence was left out for obvious reasons. The discovery in this case is voluminous. The discovery comprises law enforcement investigative records, ballistic reports, chemical laboratory reports, DNA analysis reports, phone records, social media records, videos, recordings, electronic mail, and medical examiner records. Also, witness statements accumulated during the investigation that cover several years of alleged criminal conduct. All the men in this video are, of course, innocent until proven guilty. On July 22, 2024, the United States of America, through Assistant U.S. Attorney Jacqueline C. Romero of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, alleged that Rakeem Savage is part of a racketeering enterprise that engaged in murder, murder for hire, shootings, firearm possession, counterfeiting, money laundering, illegal gambling, robbery, drug trafficking, and mail and wire fraud related to the COVID-19 relief payments. Savage, or Fat Rock as he's known on the streets, according to the government, is one of the leaders of Omerta, which is based in Strawberry Mansion. Omerta is closely aligned with another, larger set, Zoogang. Fat Rock has a Zoogang tattoo on his arm, frequently wears a large diamond chain that says Zoo, and he flashes their Omerta sign on social media, according to the indictment. Part of the evidence the government is planning to use in this case comes directly from his Instagram account, Zoogang_24. According to them, he uses his social media to promote Zoogang and Omerta. More importantly, Rock uses Instagram to help direct the affairs of this violent enterprise. Rakeem Savage, or Fat Rock, has repeatedly demonstrated a complete and utter disregard for the law, says the government. In this video, we will be discussing the federal indictment just handed down to Zoogang members, as well as members from Dirty Block, which is 13th and Cambria, an associated block from North Philly. 2 weeks earlier, on July 10th, 2024, a federal grand jury sitting in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania returned an indictment charging Rock with conspiracy to commit racketeering, conspiracy to commit counterfeiting, and conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Rock is charged along with 7 others and/or associates of Omerta. The conspiracy spans from 2018 to 2023, and during that time, members of the conspiracy engaged in multiple acts of violence and fraud to enrich their enterprise and protect their gang territory and their reputation, read the indictment. However, this video isn't about the separate Omerta indictment. I have a whole video about that here. To quickly recap, in September of 2021, members of the alleged conspiracy murdered Sandra Jones and shot 2 other women in a murder for hire gone wrong. Authorities were able to connect B&G and Omerta/Zoogang with the murder of Sandra Jones, which happened 2 months before the murder of Samir Jefferson.
2:20 a.m., Atwell says Jones had stopped the vehicle, and that's when she says several suspects ran up on foot and opened fire.
Just began shooting up her car, herself, her passenger, and the people in the 3 cars that were behind them.
Police found a second shooting scene 4 blocks away at North 33rd and Monument Streets. Jones died at the hospital. 2 women passengers suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Then, in November of 2021, members of the alleged conspiracy murdered 14-year-old Samir Jefferson on a street corner in broad daylight because they felt he had either mocked their gang or was related to someone who killed one of their gang members. Sul, or Rasul Quattlebaum, is seen here in a documentary with Bill in 2020. They were very close friends. He was in West Philly trapping that night that he was killed and ended up being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Z4, or Samir Jefferson, was a freshman at Thomas Edison High School. He was finding his way as a teenager growing up in the Wild West that are parts of Philly. His mom and father loved him dearly and wanted to see him succeed, but just wishing success on teens in a dangerous city like this isn't always enough. Samir wasn't as innocent as the news makes him sound. Disrespecting the dead is an easy way to get a target on your head, and even though Samir was just 14, the streets held him to the same standards. Samir knew the killer of Sewell, and so he felt emboldened for whatever reason to start saying disrespectful things on Instagram. On November 29th at 3:30, Samir was spotted by Bill, Black Neef, Khair, and 2 others as he waited for the bus home from school. They spotted him at the busy bus stop and hopped out on him. They shot him as many times as they did to make an example out of him.
A teenager was shot and killed this afternoon in the Feltonville section of Philadelphia. It happened at 3:30 in the 100 block of West Wyoming Avenue. Police say the victim was 14 years old and was shot 18 times. He was transported to Temple University Hospital, where he died a short time later. Investigators are trying to track down the gunman.
While Rock himself is not alleged to have pulled the trigger in either of these senseless murders, he plays a leadership role in the gang, physically distancing himself from some of the acts of violence while aiding and abetting the enforcers and assassins by providing money, firearms, contraband in prison, and helping them to avoid apprehension, and giving direction, the indictment read. After the November 2021 murder of Samir Jefferson, at least 2 of Fat Rock's co-conspirators in this matter, Jalil Williams and Hanif Roberson, fled to Georgia to avoid apprehension. Before leaving the state, Rock brought Williams, or 25th Street Bill, to what the government calls an Omerta safe house, located on North Bancroft Street in Philadelphia, to hide from police. This location, however, was known to police already, who had received anonymous tips that Rock and other Omerta members were using it to store drugs and guns. When police learned that Bill may be hiding inside, they attempted to gain access. Eventually they did, finding numerous guns, rifles, ammunition, narcotics, and a police bulletproof vest. Unbeknownst to officers at the time, Bill was hiding on the 3rd floor of the building while police were searching, and he was able to avoid apprehension for the moment. In early 2022, co-defendants Jalil Williams and Hanif Roberson were caught in Georgia and charged with the murder in state court. Once 25th Street Bill was in custody for Samir Jefferson's murder, according to the government, Rock took over the leadership role of Omerta to help ensure the continuity of the gang's operations. He provided financial support to incarcerated gang members and assisted in smuggling contraband into prison, as I said earlier. In April 2022, Rock spoke to Bill on a cell phone that Bill had gotten to his jail cell. During this conversation, they discussed the murder of Sandra Jones, which Bill had not been charged for yet. They spoke about the young boys that Bill allegedly hired to commit the murder and how Fat Rock was not satisfied with how they were behaving. Rock said that Bill, quote, made a mistake and that he wished Bill listened a little more. Bill told Rock that he would get the drop on the young boys, meaning Bill would find out where they were staying so that Rock could do something to them. Rock also told Bill that although Rock is too smart to get caught, if he ever did, he would be in prison with Bill. The following year, in April of 2023, Rock and Bill exchanged more messages while Bill was in custody. In those conversations, Bill sent Rock police reports marked defense copy from the discovery in the Samir Jefferson murder case. Later, Rock sent Bill filed court documents from co-conspirators' federal cases. In addition, they discussed paying off prison guards while Bill was in custody. Rock even informed Bill about a prison guard who had recently been fired. Finally, Bill asked Rock for money for a contract killing to avenge the death of a fellow gang member. Rock agreed to the task, according to the government. In fall of 2023, just a short time before Rock was arrested on a dime theft indictment, while he was on bail for the state robbery charge adopted in that indictment, Rock appeared on social media in a group photo with his friends. The photo included Omerta member and co-defendant Ward Roberts, as well as Kevin Small, a fugitive for murder at the time. Rock was plainly aware of Small's fugitive status for murder for quite some time, as his Instagram records show he received and reshared messages regarding Small's original charges and fugitive status. Finally, after a search warrant on one of Rock's phones, law enforcement recovered a recording of a police dispatch detailing the fugitive search for Kevin Small. It is unclear to the police how Rock obtained this recording, but notably it included the search and eventual apprehension of Small. As the indictment shows, Fat Rock also saved multiple photos on his phone of gambling receipts exceeding $10,000, different types of bulk weed, information of buying and selling promethazine for distribution, a machine gun conversion device or a switch, and even multiple firearms. Further, the U.S. attorneys alleged Rock filed fraudulent pandemic unemployment assistance applications, or PUA. He received a payout from the government of over $37,000 from the fraudulent PUA application. Both the counterfeiting and the fraud relating to PUA were designed to fund the gang and its members, it read in the indictment. In addition to this indictment, Rakeem Savage, or Fat Rock, has another open federal indictment.
State police say 4 men from Philadelphia are accused of stealing things like meat, seafood, and alcohol from parked tractor trailers at service stations. They say they've been at it for about 3 years across New Jersey and neighboring states.
Most criminals out here are smart these days, so they're kind of tracking these trucks.
Operation Beef Bandit is what state police are calling the series of at least 9 trailer burglaries along the New Jersey Turnpike.
It's like one of the more safer places because, you know, it's a lot of people coming in and out.
Police identified the suspects as 4 men from Philadelphia between ages 23 and 37.
Fat Rock is the first name in a 10-man indictment which alleges he and the other co-defendants committed the theft and robbery of numerous cargo trailers in Philadelphia, including the theft of over $230,000 worth of dimes from a cargo truck that was traveling from the Mint in Philadelphia to the Federal Reserve Bank in Florida. Savage, or Fat Rock, is facing a maximum of 75 years in prison for the first federal indictment and likely another 20 years or more in this case, the government said. FedEx records show that on August 9th, 2022, a package weighing approximately 29 pounds was sent from Karen Booth of, quote, Caliber Consulting LLC in Buena Park, California, to Universal Medical Inc. on Broad Street, the address for Temple Hospital. Record searches indicate that there is no Caliber Consulting LLC registered in California, and there is no company, Universal Medical Inc., located at Temple Hospital. On August 10th, 2022, the next day, Ronald Byrd attempted to get his hands on a FedEx package that contained 9 kilograms of cocaine, drugs he planned to distribute in Philadelphia. When his other attempts to retrieve the package didn't work, he carjacked a FedEx delivery truck at gunpoint in broad daylight at a busy intersection on Grays Ferry Ave. On the morning of August 10th, a FedEx driver, only named as JH, was delivering packages at Temple Hospital. That's when another person only named as PA, a former FedEx employee, started calling and texting him, asking for the package. PA even offered JH $5,000 to hand it over, but JH refused and called his supervisors. Then JH started getting calls from an untraceable burner phone, a number later linked to Ronald Byrd. FedEx supervisors DJ and RJ arrived at the loading dock and put the package in their own FedEx van and told JH to continue his deliveries at Shriners Children's Hospital next door. Meanwhile, PA and a black Jeep followed them. After JH finished his deliveries, he started driving back to the FedEx facility at 3600 Grays Ferry Ave. PA stopped following him at Spring Garden Street, but the black Jeep kept trailing. A block away from the FedEx facility, the Jeep pulled in front of the truck, cutting it off. Ronald Byrd, wearing an orange shirt, camouflage pants, a black ski mask, and latex gloves, jumped out with a semi-automatic pistol aimed at JH and hijacked the truck. JH escaped by jumping out the passenger side and running into traffic. Byrd then drove the FedEx truck across the Grays Ferry Ave Bridge, pulled over at 47th and Livermore, where the black Jeep was also waiting. He tried to open the truck's cargo area but failed, so he abandoned the truck, got back in the Jeep, and fled the scene. The entire incident was caught on the FedEx truck's surveillance camera, showing Byrd pulling off the armed carjacking and attempting to break into the truck. Afterwards, FedEx handed the suspicious package over to the Pennsylvania Bureau of Narcotics Investigations. A narcotics canine alerted to the package, leading agents to get a search warrant. Inside, they found 9 tightly wrapped packages of cocaine labeled D2, a total of 9.005 kilograms of coke, an estimated street value of over $1 million. The drugs have been packed with baby wipes and yellow mustard, a common trick used to throw off drug-sniffing dogs. In October of 2023, the FBI, along with other federal agencies, served 10 people with indictments alleging that they conspired to commit offenses against the United States government. That is, to commit theft from interstate shipments of freight or other property, and to possess stolen goods from interstate shipments, and to commit theft of government money, and to receive and retain stolen government money. The indictment alleged that since January 2023, a group of individuals, including defendants Rakeem Savage, Ronald Byrd, Hanif Palmer, Malik Palmer, Sakeen Dixon, Douglas Mathis, Morris Kana, Akeem Palmer, Sarande Dixon, and Salahuddin Reddy, along with others, both known and unknown, were involved in stealing goods from the interstate shipments in Philadelphia. Their method was pretty straightforward but effective. They targeted unattended trailers overnight or waited until the driver was asleep. Using bolt cutters and other tools, they broke into tractor trailers and stole the cargo, with at least one member acting as a lookout during the robberies. The stolen goods were then divided among the crew, with lookouts receiving a share of the profits. These conspirators actively searched for parked tractor trailers throughout the Philadelphia area. Once they found a potential target, they contacted other members to carry out the theft. Afterwards, they sold stolen merchandise including televisions, frozen crab legs, shrimp, meat, beer, and liquor on the black market in Philadelphia. To transport and store the stolen goods, the group used multiple vehicles, including a black 2021 Dodge Ram and a white 2008 box truck. On January 27, 2023, members of the conspiracy stole approximately 36 LG TVs from a tractor trailer parked near 2722 Commerce Way in Philadelphia. After the theft, Douglas Mathis texted Sakeen Dixon links to websites like CDW and Walmart, which were selling the same model of LG TVs they had stolen. Mathis also sent a message to Dixon and others saying, quote, "Who needs some big ass TVs?" and followed up with pictures of a label showing the stolen TV's model number. Ronald Byrd texted a Walmart link for the same stolen LG TV model. Hanif Palmer messaged the group asking, "Who's selling y'all TVs for $350?" to which Dixon replied, "Me." On February 17, 2023, the crew struck again, stealing approximately $15,000 worth of air conditioning units from a tractor trailer parked near 2600 Townsend Road in Philadelphia. Shortly after, Hanif Palmer sent his location to Sakeen Dixon, showing that he was near the crime scene. On March 2, 2023, members of the conspiracy stole approximately 49 cases of hypnotic from a truck parked at 11606 Caroline Road in Philadelphia. After the theft, Sakeen Dixon texted the group saying, quote, "Just hit another truck." Morris Kana followed up the message saying, "Liquor and cow foot stew later." Douglas Mathis also texted, "Got hypnotic, we got cow feet." On March 7, 2023, the crew stole about 10,000 pounds of turkey wings from a truck parked at 2800 Charter Road. The next day, Hanif Palmer texted the group asking, "Y'all got more wings?" On March 10, 2023, they struck again, stealing 11 pallets of JBS Meats frozen beef from a tractor trailer parked at 2400 South 28th Street in Philadelphia. On March 11th, Ronald Byrd took possession of a white box truck. The next day, on March 12th, Byrd messaged Rakeem Savage, or Fat Rock, to inform him that he had acquired the white box truck. The next day, on March 13th, 2023, Sakeen Dixon sent Sarande Dixon text messages with pictures of stolen JBS Meats beef. Sakeen Dixon also sent an unknown contact pictures of the stolen beef. On March 17, 2023, members of the conspiracy, including Rakeem Savage, stole 60 cases of Jose Cuervo tequila from a trailer parked at 11704 Caroline Road in Philadelphia. Sakeen Dixon texted Savage saying, "Drop the low." Savage responded saying, "Liquor Control Board," and then sent his location near Caroline Road. He followed up with another message saying, quote, "And I need a couple cases in your van." On March 21st, 2023, Sarande Dixon messaged Sakeen Dixon asking, "Send me the names of the stuff we got so I can see if people want it and price." 10 days later, on March 31st, Hanif Palmer sent a text to the group saying, "From TVs, appliances, liquor, and meat, we split everything." The next day, on April 1st, 2023, Alleged members of the conspiracy, including Rakeem Savage, Hanif Palmer, Malik Palmer, Sakeen Dixon, Douglas Mathis, and Sarande Dixon, used a white box truck to steal 6 Continental refrigerators from a tractor trailer near 9490 Bluegrass Road in Philadelphia. Around the time of the theft, Sakeen Dixon wrote Sarande Dixon his location near the scene. After the robbery, Fat Rock sent pictures of the stolen refrigerator serial numbers along with links to the same models for sale online. Savage also messaged the group asking, quote, "So how we taking care of Bird?" Sakeen Dixon replied, "We all get one, Bird get one. Ronnie get a bean from everybody for the lookout," talking about Sarande Dixon. Rakeem Savage, or Fat Rock, and Malik Palmer warned the group not to make purchases with their credit cards. On April 4th, 2023, members of the conspiracy, including Hanif Palmer, Sakeen Dixon, and Akeem Palmer, stole 8 to 12 pallets of frozen snow crab legs from a tractor trailer parked near 8501 Hedgerman Street in Philadelphia. On April 6, 2023, Hanif Palmer, Sakeen Dixon, Douglas Mathis, Akeem Palmer, Sarande Dixon, and Salahuddin Reddy stole approximately 1,150 boxes of frozen crab from a tractor trailer parked near 3601 Allen Ave in Philadelphia. Sakeen and Sarande Dixon exchanged text messages sharing the location near the crime scene. Ronald Bird texted a contact saying they got crabs. Sakeen Dixon messaged another person offering cases of crabs for sale. Sarande Dixon sent Sakeen Dixon a picture of the stolen frozen crab legs along with a resale price. On April 9, 2023, Ronald Bird sent messages to multiple people advertising frozen shrimp for sale. On April 10, 2023, 6 of the men stole approximately 103 Samsung televisions from a tractor trailer parked near McNulty Road in Philadelphia. Bird texted Douglas Mathis his location near the theft site. The crew sent messages to multiple people letting them know they had 75-inch Samsung TVs for sale. Morris Kanai messaged Bird saying, quote, "Yo bro, I got another trap for the TVs, 15 for $6,000. Hit me up if you interested. That's $400 a wop." April 13th, 2023, Rakeem Savage, Hanif Palmer, Malik Palmer, Sakeen Dixon, Douglas Mathis, Akeem Palmer, Sarande Dixon, and Salahuddin Reddy stole approximately $234,474.80 worth of US dimes from a tractor trailer in Philadelphia. After the heist, Sarande Dixon texted Ronald Bird a picture of a bucket of stolen dimes. Douglas Mathis sent the group a photo of Malik Palmer lying in the bed of a pickup truck filled with dimes. Rock sent a message to the group saying, "Everybody switch their homes up." Rock must have got word that the feds are closing in.
The big story on Action News this noon is developing right now. $100,000 worth of dimes was stolen from a tractor trailer in Northeast Philadelphia.
Yeah, take a look at Chopper 6 here. Shows all those dimes there. You see them scattered across a parking lot. This is at Philadelphia Mills, just off of Woodhaven Road. Now, police sources say the parked trailer was filled with about $750,000 in dimes when this break-in happened overnight.
Action News reporter Maggie Kent is live there on the scene with the latest from investigators. Maggie.
Sarah and John, this is incredible when you think about the magnitude, the amount of money that we're talking about, and the amount of dimes that means. Police were estimating about $100,000 was stolen. That means about 1 million dimes was taken from this trailer that's parked between Walmart and the Mavis Discount Tire and Lomax Carpet and Tile Mart. It's in the Philadelphia Mills Shopping Center. Chopper 6 was overhead this morning. The sparkling, shining pile of dimes spilling out of that parked trailer in the parking lot just off the mall. The cargo was loaded up at the Philadelphia Mint yesterday. Police say the truck driver parked here overnight. He went home not far away and got some sleep before a long day of driving down to Florida. But when he returned in the morning, he found somebody had broken into the trailer using bolt cutters and stolen hundreds of thousands of dimes.
And they were trying to cross-load the dimes into other things to carry it away. There's dimes all over the parking lot.
I feel like if they try to go to the bank and cash all of it in, then they're going to get caught and they'll be like, well, where did you get all these dimes from?
Yeah, good question. Police are going to have quite the project here. There was an estimated $750,000 worth of dimes inside that trailer to begin with. So in order to tally and clean up everything, it's going to be quite the project, of course. Again, they estimate about $100,000. It's hard to exactly know for sure how much was taken overnight, but this is an area with a lot of surveillance cameras. Police are hoping that that surveillance captures the people who are responsible and, of course, what kind of vehicle they got away in.
On April 13th, 2023, Rakeem Savage sent a text to the group saying, "We made it," along with a screenshot of a news story about the stolen dimes. On April 14th, 2023, Malik Palmer sent Ronald Byrd a link to an online money weight calculator, which estimates the weight of different amounts of cash or coins, including dimes. Byrd then forwarded the link to Rakeem Savage and Hanif Palmer. On April 20th, 2023, 2 pallets of frozen shrimp were stolen from a truck parked at Oregon Ave in Philadelphia. Akeem Palmer sent a text message to the group with a picture of the stolen boxes of frozen shrimp in the back of a vehicle. On May 7th, 2023, at the direction of Ronald Byrd, person number 1, who's known to the grand jury, exchanged thousands of dollars worth of stolen dimes at Coinstar machines in Cockeysville and Towson, Maryland. Person number 1 sent Byrd text receipts of the exchanged dimes.
The thieves initially got away with $234,000 worth of dimes and tried to turn it into cash using Coinstar machines along the East Coast, including locations in Cockeysville and Towson.
That's real crazy. It really is, but they got caught, right?
When will people realize they have enough within themselves, that you don't have to go after other people's things?
Authorities say the haul weighed more than a ton.
Fat Rock was found in possession of dozens of cases of stolen Malibu rum at his home. On May 10th and 11th, 2023, Malik Palmer deposited over $5,000 worth of stolen dimes at multiple Citadel Credit Union branches in Pennsylvania. Harleysville, Lansdale, Montgomeryville, Springfield. Each time he withdrew equivalent amounts of cash immediately after depositing the dimes. On July 3rd, 2023, members of the conspiracy stole frozen beef, frozen chicken, and other goods from trucks parked near 3300 South 7th Street in Philadelphia. Rock sent pictures of frozen stolen beef short ribs to Sakeem Dixon. On July 10th, 2023, members of the conspiracy stole a couple more pallets of frozen chicken from the trucks parked near 2701 Red Lion Road in Philadelphia. Hanif Palmer sent a text saying, quote, "chicken wings," followed by his location near the theft. Douglas Mathis sent pictures of stolen frozen chicken wings to Sakeem Dixon. Members of the conspiracy stole $3,800 worth of LG appliances from a tractor trailer parked near 8803 Torresdale Avenue in Philadelphia. Douglas Mathis texted Sakeem Dixon saying, quote, "it's basically $700 for a fridge and $400 for a washer dryer, but that's what we want for him." Mathis also sent pictures and videos of the stolen LG appliances. On July 18th, 2023, Ronald Byrd was in possession of stolen dimes and also a white box truck. 2 days later, members of the conspiracy stole a few more pallets of Tito's vodka from a tractor trailer parked near 2800 Charter Road. Douglas Mathis sent text messages to Sakeem Dixon and Hanif Palmer containing pictures of Hanif Palmer posing next to stolen cases of Tito's vodka and Maury seafood. All of these acts were presented one by one in the indictment, and all of these acts allegedly violate Title 18 United States Code Section 371, which pertains to the conspiracy to commit an offense or defraud the United States. When this case goes to trial, the government will have to prove all crimes and violations of United States statutes. All that were charged are alleged to be in violation of the Hobbs Act, Title 18 U.S. Code Section 1951A, and aiding and abetting Section 2, which criminalizes robbery that affects interstate commerce. Rakeem Savage, Hanif Palmer, Malik Palmer, Sakeem Dixon, Douglas Mathis, Akeem Palmer, Morris Kanaa, and Sarande Dixon, along with others, known and unknown, engaged in a robbery that obstructed, delayed, and affected commerce, they said. As for the theft of the 6 Continental refrigerators, the robbery involved force and violence as defendants grabbed an employee of Kadishoff Inc. and carried him and forced him underneath a box truck while unloading the stolen goods. Because these actions interfere with the movement of goods in interstate commerce, they constitute a federal offense under Title 18, Sections 1951A and 2. As for the dimes that were stolen, that were approximately worth over $230,000. They used a white Freightliner truck to carry out the dimes theft as part of an interstate shipment. The defendants stole, unlawfully took, and carried away the dimes with intent to convert them for their own use. Some defendants assisted in the commission of the theft and its aftermath. Because the dimes were part of an interstate shipment, this qualifies as a federal crime under Title 18, Section 659, which specifically prohibits theft from interstate commerce. The 300 cases of snow crab legs that were stolen from the freight truck was a crime valued at over $1,000. According to the indictment, the suspects, along with others whose identities remain unknown, allegedly stole the seafood from a trailer that was part of an interstate shipment. The stolen goods were being transported in a 2020 black Freightliner truck. The vehicle was registered to No Stress Carriers LLC. Prosecutors alleged that the suspects not only took the cargo unlawfully, but also aided and abetted in the theft and transportation of the stolen goods. The charge falls under Title 18 U.S. Code Section 659 and 2, which addresses theft from interstate shipments and assisting in such crimes. If convicted, the accused could face up to 20 years in jail. This case will bring about dozens of witnesses and informants. A lot of people flipped on the gang as well, so the defense has to contend with that. Theft, especially commercial thefts, are a major problem in the city of Philadelphia, and they have continued in large numbers since the return of the original indictment in this case. The systematic nature of these thefts not only affect the property owners, but place the entire public at risk. This has already been shown in this case when a bystander stood in the way of the defendant's crew. This is what the government argued at Akeem Palmer's motion for pretrial release. Prior terms of incarceration, probation, and parole have been no deterrent for Palmer. He is a proven violent criminal and now has escalated his activity along with his two brothers and many others to organize an extensive criminal activity. Palmer signifies his graduation into organized criminal activity by wearing the dirty black gang chain he was arrested wearing. Palmer now faces significant federal jail time, including an estimated advisory guideline range of 210 to 262 months. Palmer's life has thus far been characterized by criminal activity and no employment. In light of all these factors, the government submits that Palmer's continued incarceration is necessary to both prevent danger to the community and to secure his appearance at future proceedings. These types of arguments were made for all 10 defendants as the government moved to keep them locked up until trial. During the motion for Ronald Byrd, who was accused of robbing the FedEx truck, the government argued that he has 2 prior convictions for firearms offenses. He pled guilty to federal drug conspiracy charges in 2017. He was on federal probation for those charges when he committed the instant offense. And he committed other violations of his probation too. Earlier this year, the supervising court found that Ronald Byrd had violated his conditions of his supervised release through unauthorized travel, and Byrd is scheduled to appear for another violation hearing because he was charged with domestic violence in Chester County. Moreover, the investigation into Ronald Byrd's narcotics trafficking activities revealed that the defendant engaged in further unauthorized travel he attempted to conceal as he used a fake identity and falsified travel documents when traveling to Los Angeles. Similar arguments were made for all 10 defendants in this case. All are scheduled for trial later this year. Like I said earlier, all individuals discussed in this video are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. There were over 200 filings in this case, and I tried to condense everything down as much as possible. This case had a lot of defendants and a lot of moving parts. This is just the government side of the story, and the defendants will have their say in court. I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thanks for watching American Confidential, and until next time, be safe.